Welcome to 2025. I cannot believe I just said that. Last year was such a whirlwind and I'm so excited to be in 2025 with you guys, and I cannot be anything but grateful. I ended the year in a completely different space to which I started it, and again, I cannot be anything short of grateful to God. Honestly, 2024 had its challenges. I had just moved back to Canada. Well, not moved back, but I was in Nigeria for a chunk of 2023 towards the end, and then I had just kind of gotten back to Canada and moved into a new apartment. I was going to start living alone. My apartment was empty. I lost my job, so I started off the year without a job, and it was just very much I was in a space of I don't know how this year is going to go. I had such big plans in 2023, and then I entered 2024 with such uncertainty. But I took time and I reflected, and that was the first year I actually had a physical vision board. I usually set my goals and write down every single thing I wanted to achieve the year before. But 2024 was the first year that I took my time and actually made a vision board, and in a lot of ways it felt like I was starting from scratch. As the year started, it just felt like all these things I've written and on my notes and all these things on my vision board, are they actually going to come through? It felt very much undoable, for lack of a better word. It felt very much these are things that are not going to happen, or I don't know how they're going to happen, and that's something that really helped build my relationship with God in 2024. And that was a major focus for me, wanting to build like a better relationship with God. And as I think we got to the middle of the year, around June, July, and things started happening, and I was like, oh, okay, so things actually do work out if you believe and if you trust in God. Guys, it literally felt like a dream. Things like eventually my husband came and joined me in Canada. I ended up traveling for my sister's graduation, and I ended up traveling again, which was nice. Little things like that, and how I started building my relationship with God and being more intentional. I eventually got a new job, and guys, when I got my job, it was at the right time. Looking back, I wish I took more time, or I gave myself a bit more grace to enjoy that period of unemployment, as opposed to being extremely worried as to how things were going to turn out. But my job came at the right time. I got more than one job offers. I literally had to be the one to select and reject a job offer, which I at a point seemed very much, how is this happening? I just came from applying for jobs and not even getting any responses to actually rejecting a job offer, and not because it was terrible or because I didn't like this thing, but because I had something better. And I am more than grateful to God. One thing for me that I tried to pay attention on in 2024 was my relationship with God. That was the focal point of my year, honestly. That was something I was intentional about. That was something that I really, really wanted to build. And I can say, in as much as I'm not where I want to be with my relationship with God, it's definitely gotten better, and it can only go up from here, inshallah. Lessons learned. The year went well, and I had goals, and just like everybody, you don't always achieve every single goal you write down. So while I am grateful for every single thing that happened in my life, while I'm grateful for every single thing I achieved, there are certain things like my financial goals. Like I had certain financial goals that I really wanted to meet by the end of the year. Some of them were very much unrealistic, but you never know what can happen. And then some of them were realistic, but I did not achieve them. And another thing again was my health goals. I really wanted to get my health in order in terms of how I ate, and establishing a healthy exercise pattern and a healthy eating pattern, which honestly I wasn't able to achieve. And I actually identified that the common theme in all the goals I was not able to achieve was discipline. And I had to actually be truthful with myself. I had to sit down and analyze why I did not achieve certain things, and I realized that I actually lacked self-discipline, and that's something that I've always had. And I recently, in my adult age, I don't understand how, I started losing self-discipline, and that is going to be something I'm taking into this new year and making it a focal point of every single thing I'm doing. Because even in the world of social media, you hear it a lot, and how if you want to be successful, you have to be consistent. And that consistency is not about showing up every day. It's just about having the discipline to actually do something, do something that you want to do and want to achieve, or put in the work that you need to put in to achieve certain things that you want. So for me, one of the major themes that I'm bringing into 2025 is discipline. With all that being said, let's talk about 2025 and my plans for this year. This year, I decided to switch things up a little bit, and I decided to do a digital vision board. I really enjoyed having a vision board last year, and I had the physical one. While it was good, I found myself wanting to improve on my goals that I had set for the year, and I wanted that visual of the new goals I had set. But then the idea of going to have to print more pictures was just a bit silly to me. So I decided to do a digital vision board this year where I can always go ahead and update my goals if needed, or change a few things. But yeah, this year we're doing a digital vision board, and I am doing that on Canva, and I'm so excited about it. I actually already have my vision board done. Guys, today I'm smiling. I'm really excited about this year. Inshallah, it's going to be a good year. This is going to be the last year in my 20s. I can't believe I just said that, guys. I cannot believe this is going to be the last year of my 20s. And one thing I don't want to do is go into 30 feeling unaccomplished. I don't want to go into 30 feeling like, oh my God, there are certain things I should have done that I didn't do. And not because I wasn't able to do them, but because I lacked the discipline to do them. I'm also bringing back something I did in 2024 into 2025. And this is something that I think you should also try, and it's really nice. I believe I saw this on TikTok at the end of 2023, and it's basically just writing down your small wins, writing down your first. So basically, the first time you tried pasta, write it down. The first time you, I don't know, wore red lipstick, write it down, because they seem like such tiny things, but when the year ends, when you actually look at them, you're like, oh my God, I actually did so many new things this year. I actually crossed so many things off my list. It just makes you appreciate things that you might have taken for granted while they were happening. And honestly, another thing again I think I really enjoyed about having a vision board is it made me remember like the mindset I was at when I was printing out those pictures, when I was cutting them up and gluing them to that board, when I was writing down those goals. I remember the mindset I was at and how I really wanted these things to happen. And if you don't document them, when they actually happen, you tend to take it for granted. Speaking for myself, I would tend to take things for granted, and it just feels like, oh my God, this thing has happened, and it's fine. But when you look at your vision board, or you see your goals that you've written down, you're like, oh my God, I remember when I was writing this down, or when I was gluing this picture down, and it felt like if this thing happened in my life, I was going to be so happy, or I was going to be so grateful to God, and it would kind of reset your mind and put you in that state of gratefulness. So yeah, that's something that I'm definitely taking back into 2025, writing down my small wins. Like for example, when I wrote my driver's license test, I wrote it down. When I drove for the first time, when I rented a car for the first time, I wrote it down because I had never rented a car before. Living in Nigeria, you just had cars, you drive them, and that's fine. But like when I rented a car, like went through the entire process, I wrote it down. When I drove for the first time in Canada alone, when I drove on the highway in Canada, like I wrote it down, because in Nigeria, I'm not driving it, I drive within town. So it's something that you look back and like, oh my God, I did this for the first time, and it's exciting. It makes you just appreciate certain things. So again, I'm taking it into 2025, and I'm excited to see what my small wins are going to be for the year. I'm excited to see what things I try for the first time in 2025. One thing I did last year that really helped me was planning my years in quarters. So you have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. You start by having an overarching goal that you want to achieve that year. Have the major goals, I don't know, save $15,000 for your emergency fund. That is an overarching goal for the entire year. And then you can now break them down into quarters. Q1, January, February, March, each quarters are usually 3 months. So January, February, March, you break them down into smaller goals, and then from those smaller goals for the 3 months, you break it down into monthly goals, and then you break it down into weekly tasks. Rather than thinking, oh my God, I need to save $15,000, you're looking at it as, oh, this month I need to save $500. I don't know if the math is mathing, but you get what I mean. So you just look at it as, this month I need to save $500, or this week I need to save $150, or something small like that. It makes it more manageable. Another tip for planning your year, again, is to write down your goals. Actually write them down. Do a review of your year before. Don't just write down the goals, because you know how you have goals that you've had since 2023 and you still not achieved them. Actually review your year and see certain goals you had down. Why didn't you achieve them? Did you not achieve them because it just was not achievable? Were you not setting smart goals? Like, were your goals not like achievable, measurable, all that things? Do that, analyze the goals and know, okay, this is why I want to achieve this, and have a reason why you are setting certain goals. Don't just have it because, oh my God, everybody is doing that, I just want to also achieve this. Actually have a reason why you are setting those goals, and it will help keep you motivated to achieving or to working towards those goals when you feel, because 365 days is long. It's long. You're going to get demotivated along the line. It's normal, and that's why breaking the goals down actually help to keep you, because it's easier to stay motivated for a month than it is to stay motivated for a year. Do you get what I mean? I hope that makes sense. But anyways, yes, write down the reasons why you want to achieve certain goals and why you did not achieve them in the past. I did not realize I spoke with my hands a lot, and now I just realized. So yes. But anyways, I actually just wanted to do this video just to welcome you guys to 2025 and just share what my year was like. It was honestly a good year, alhamdulillah. Like, I cannot not be grateful. I am ending the year on a good note, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. I just wanted to share this video, and I also wanted to say thank you to every single person that watched my YouTube video in 2024. I know I was not the most consistent, or I was not consistent at all, but let's just ignore that. But every single person that watched my video, left a comment, liked the video, it means the world to me, and I really want to do better. I really want to do better in 2025. This is something I actually enjoy doing. I love sitting down in front of the camera and talking. I love doing videos that till this day I get comments, I get emails, guys. People email me and ask me questions about videos I have made in the past. Email me and tell me thank you for certain things I have mentioned in videos, and it honestly means the world to me, and I really want to make sure I do better in 2025. I want to show up for myself. I want to show up for people that watch my video, and if I don't show up, I want to hold myself accountable and be like, okay guys, I'm not going to have a video today, and this is why I'm not going to have a video. Not just disappear and then pop back up and say hello, hi, watch my video. That makes no sense. But yeah, I just wanted to say a big thank you. And if you had goals that you did not achieve in 2024, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Regroup, reanalyze, and then plan for the next year. And inshallah, by the grace of God, this year is going to be the best year yet. It's going to be basically all your hopes and dreams are going to come true by the grace of God. I hope we all have like a wonderful year ahead. I hope if you're watching this, you have wonderful goals planned out for yourself. And honestly, if you are in a space in your life, which I feel like a lot of people are, if you're in a place in your life where it feels things are not happening, it would work out. It always does. I always believe that things will always work out. It might not work out when you want it to work out. That's the problem. That is the problem. It might not work out when you want it to work out, but I just pray that God gives us the patience to be able to withstand that period, or that waiting period before it finally works out. I hope we have the patience to withstand it. And yeah, I look forward to discussing with you guys in the comment section. And I'm going to try and use my community tab a lot more in 2025. But yeah, I hope you guys had a wonderful year, and I wish you a wonderful year ahead. Bye.